Hello, intrepid followers, subscribers, and watchers of my YouTube channel. It's another cosplay in the Geekfort, and I'm here with Wiggles the Great.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for coming on the show today. I'm so glad
You're
to
welcome.
talk to you and just talk about cosplay with you. It's been so long since we've seen
I
each other
know.
too.
I know. I miss people.
Totally. So let's
Thanks
just
for
dive into
having
the
me.
questions. What led you to start cosplaying?
So it was like 7 years ago, I think. I was like super shy, not very outgoing. I like really wanted to meet people that were super nerdy, fun, geeky people like me. And I had been already going to conventions for like 3 or 4 years, and really admired like the cosplayers that I saw. I saw this really dope Gundam one time that somebody wore to a convention. I was like, "Ah, that's so cool." And I was like, I want to do this someday. I'm so shy. I'm so anxious. I don't know what to do. And then one day I was just like, you know what? I want to grow and I want to go meet people and I want to do cool things and I want to look cute in my League of Legends cosplays. I
Cool.
ended up kind of just doing it because I was like, I want better self-esteem and I really want to like actually meet new friends and new people and stuff.
So then 7 years ago, was that League of Legends? Was that the first cosplay you did, or what was the first cosplay you did?
Yes. So the first cosplay I did, I was a huge League of Legends nerd. I was like, I played that game so much that I don't allow myself to play it anymore. Um, I'm not kidding. It's not a good thing. Um, but I loved it so much that I decided to do a Spellthief Lux cosplay from League. And what's funny is I never really mained Lux. I just thought she was super cute and I really liked her spell thief look. Um, and I remember starting it, not knowing what the heck I was doing. And I was like, okay. I looked at my roommate and I was like, I know you've sewn before, like a little bit. And he was like, yeah, I can like sew patches. I was like, cool, want to help me make this whole thing? And so we laid this big piece of fabric out on the floor and just like made a big circle to make this like there's like a hood and everything on it. It's a little capelet.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
we just cut it out and made it fit me. And then I painted stuff on it. And it actually looked pretty good. The capelet, I still actually like it. I think I still have it actually. I think about it. And then I made this, like, she has this staff and I was like, I don't know how to make a staff. So I put, god, what was it, cardboard and stuff together to make like this big, like the rod part of it. And then I made these little like stick things that look like this on each side. And I made that out of just like foil and painted it, and
So the whole thing's made of
it
foil, or
worked.
is like the staff? What's the
The
staff made
whole
of?
cardboard. It lasted for like as long as I needed it to. It lasted for like a day and a half, and then I was like, well, it's now in half and I can't fix it. Like, it looks like butthole. It's fine. It was just like, it was like, wow, this is nice stuff. And then it just kind of went, I was like, oh, it's nunchucks now.
I'm looking at the picture and it looks really cool. Like you couldn't tell that that's
I'm so glad it looks
cardboard
good.
and foil. Like it looks really good. Like I don't, maybe it's because of the lighting of where you're standing, but like it looks really good. Like
It was
it's
probably
it's probably lighting, yeah.
the lighting. It was,
Now
I hot glued it.
you
So
did. Okay. I was
yeah,
gonna
I
ask
hot
how
glued
did
like
what
all those
dashed it.
little like, yeah, the little like meh on it where it
Okay.
was all just like hot glue. And
Painting
um
and stuff.
yeah, that's pretty much it. I
Cool.
didn't look up anything. I like forgot that YouTube was a real thing back in the day. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it.
Cool. Like it looks great. Like you said, for the moment, for the day you were wearing it, it worked out great, and it
Yeah.
looks great. So now the rest of the outfit, was that just
Mhm.
clothing you had on hand, or did you have to make anything else, or did you have to
it
buy some of it?
was it was all like clothing on hand for the most part. So um back in the day, I was real good at just wearing spaghetti strap shirt that was really long. So I had that blue one. And then I went to the thrift store and I found pants that I could just like sew little there's little X's on the sides that I sewed in there. And let's see, the part that goes across the chest with the little like bottles on it were I found potion bottles somewhere and then stuck them onto a belt. And it worked.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. Like you couldn't really tell like just how, like I think that's the most creative thing is like what do you have on hand or what's easy to find to like make this work to be this character and how you interpret how it looks. So that's really great.
Yeah.
Cool.
It
Neat.
was
So
fun.
what would you say is your favorite part of cosplay?
Let's see. So I feel like I'm gonna put this into two parts. So the cosplaying itself, I love learning new things. Like definitely got that growth mindset. I love learning new stuff. So I just kind of like making things and learning as I go. Most of my costumes I try to like or at least like once a year or something, I'll take on a cosplay that is harder for myself that I like don't know something about. Like this year I'm kind of trying to do wigs. I'm making a wig right now and we're stuck right now, it's fine. But it's still fun. But then other than that, like I really like the expressionism in it and kind of the what is it, like the acceptance that the community has for all of that. Like I love the community, like just going to a convention and being in cosplay and stuff with everybody else that's also in a cosplay. You're like, hey, we're all geeks. Nice to meet you, fellow geek. And I love that.
Nice. So then what has been the most ambitious cosplay you've ever created?
Okay, so it's actually going to be the one that I'm working on right now. But the one that I've like previously made that was probably the hardest, most ambitious was my Hannah Vizari cosplay. She's from Rat Queens and I love Rat Queens. She's one of my favorite characters ever. And I had never made armor before her. And she has a really light armor, which was why I was like, oh, I can totally do this and I'll learn something. I went to school for art back in the day, so I already know how to paint. So the painting part, I was like, if everything else makes me angry, I can paint and then I'll feel better. So, um, but yeah, and I think that was the first and only time I've ever made a corset, and I never wanted to do it again. Um, so, and then right now I'm working on D.A.W.N armor from Monster Hunter. So Monster Hunter armor.
Cool.
Yeah.
So going back to Hannah Vizari, so
Mhm,
the armor, it looks, so looking at the picture, it's you got the bracers and then you have
mhm.
the stuff on the, is that like making boots out of it or it's just armor on the boots?
Thankfully for me, it's just armor on the boots. I had to make like basically these long socks, boot covers that go all the way up to my thighs, and somehow make those armor pieces stick to that and just stick. It was I was very confused and it worked. I have a lot of bruises on my knees whenever I wear those. I will say that. But um yeah, it's just armor pieces that I made out of Worbla. Um, I wrapped foam in Worbla, and then painted all of that on and attached some straps to the back. I've actually redone her armor since, but they're not completely done. I haven't finished it. They're like literally almost done. I just have to attach a strap onto each one of them and that's it. So, but yeah, I made them the same way. But these ones should work a lot better than the old ones. Don't use just the Velcro from the craft store. Get the industrial sized, the industrial ones that are supposed to hold down like what is it, like rugs and stuff outside, because the other stuff just kind of falls off of you at some point during the day. And I lost I think I sent you a picture where you can see the feet. There's a part that's on top of the foot that was gone in an hour.
Oh no. Oh, you can
Yeah.
sort of see it sort of slanting
Hmm.
in the picture.
Yeah, and because I was wearing shoes, I had no idea. And I was like,
Oops.
we're one-footed.
That can happen. I didn't think about Velcro, like getting like industrial kind of stuff as opposed to just random regular Velcro at like
Yeah,
Joann's or something. That's good to know. I didn't think about that.
it works so much better. I've used it for every cosplay since that day happened 3 years ago.
That's good. You learn from the from it. Like it was ambitious, but like you learned from it, and that's the coolest thing. Is like you said earlier about you challenge yourself to like learn a new thing, and in that learning of it, you realize, oh wait, I need to upgrade to something better than
Hmm.
just this thing that I got like randomly at like Walmart or Joann's or Michael's. Like, oh, I need to
Yes.
go to Home Depot and like
I need that industrial
yeah.
stuff.
Totally, yeah. But it looks
I need a
great. I mean,
printer.
it came out really wonderful. So when it came to like the rest of her outfit, was like with your first one, was it? Did you buy the things and then just add things to it, or did you, like you said, you made the corset? But what about the
Yeah,
rest of the costume?
I made the whole thing myself, like everything. Can't remember. I think the only thing that I maybe didn't make. Oh no, I did that. I made that. Yeah, no, I made everything. I was like, Um, technically, I have shoes on under everything, but so I didn't make that. But the rest of it I made.
I think it's a cool idea that you like full on got something to like put on regular shoes. So you didn't have to worry about like
Mhm.
wearing like special shoes that you attach the things to. And then like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm wearing these high heels or these uncomfortable shoes walking around all day. You were able to like find, okay, these are my comfy shoes. No one will
Yes.
know.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was so lucky when I found those. I found these flats that had like memory foam in them, and I was like, those are them. They're mine.
Chef's kiss.
They were, oh, I was so happy.
Cool. So when it comes to the rest of the outfit, was it a lot of sewing or was it more just attaching things and adhering things?
So it was a ton of sewing. It was let's see, the corset was a nightmare. Um so I didn't know how to make a corset, so I like got a bra from the store and I just like put fabric over it and then tried to like cinch it in and make it look like Hannah. And that was back when I was still perfectionist at everything, and I was like, it has to look exactly how I want it to look. And I was so frustrated that night. I still remember it. But then at one point I was like, you know what? Whatever. And the sewing commenced. It was the skirt was the easiest thing in existence. Um, and the corset was a lot of sewing, and then a lot of oh, what is it called? Like applique, or yeah, something,
Something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, I used that for all of the gold stuff that's on the fabric. I just ironed it all on. So that was really like easy, but it took a while.
So then with the one you're doing now, you said it's a Monster Hunter. How is that challenging? What's the most challenging thing about that one right now for you?
So I haven't made a lot of armor. Like, um, I've made the Hannah armor, and I think that's all the armor. I'm pretty sure that's all the armor I've made. Yeah, because I've also done Maya from Borderlands 3, and that was like a lot of just foam, but it was pretty easy for me. So it was mostly just like a strip and then paint it. But yeah, I haven't made like actual armor. I've never made armor that like goes around my torso or like my body at all and like is fitted. And with the Bisha 10 armor, um I've already I did it. I made like the whole like hip part of it, and it fits like perfectly. I was very happy when I did that. Um, but yeah, I think that's the most challenging part right now. I also get to learn how to Dremel better. I've used Dremels before in the past, but not for this really. So art classes. So
Cool. So what would you say then is your favorite cosplay that you've worn?
it's hard to pick one because I absolutely love Hannah. I love Hannah, and I'm really proud of her still. She was like the big cosplay that I was like, oh my God, I did it. And I'm still proud of her to this day. And then uh I also love being Maya from Borderlands 3. I'm also super proud of that one. I made her in 2 weeks, and oh my god, stayed up until 5 a.m. every freaking night of that week. It was with my roommate. The thing that I'm wearing in it is all foam. I made that out of foam, and because in the game it just like it sits in this like really cool way that I wanted it to sit on, so I didn't use fabric, and I wanted to paint it because I'm really like picky with how things look. So I painted the whole like back of it to make it look kind of dirty in spots, and I wanted to spray paint the inside because that looks there's like just this dirty look that it has to it. So I had to construct that. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The painting was kind of a nightmare, but because it's a lot of like straight lines, and once again, chaotic neutral, not gonna use a ruler or tape. Yeah, and then I painted the bodysuit. I found a bodysuit on Amazon. Didn't want to make that. Along with like making the whole thing in 2 weeks, I was like, no. So I got this bodysuit that was like a deep V one, because you can see some of her side in her costume, and I painted that with like jacquard, I think it's called. They have a really good fabric paint that I swear by, so I used it on there, and I used that for both the suit and the pants. And then I also had to construct the shoes for her, which was really just putting foam around some shoes that I found at the thrift store, and then painting that. Everything is velcroed on with that industrial velcro, and it stayed all day. Even my shoes, which were like the little velcro straps shoes, so they stayed and they
Nice.
didn't get messed up.
Awesome.
I also didn't step in any puddles.
Nice.
Yeah. So I made that. I found a Nerf gun at the thrift store. I guess I painted that. Found a Nerf gun at the thrift store, and it looked a lot like one of the pistols. Don't ask me which one anymore, but it's one of the pistols on Borderlands 3 that they made. It had this really cool like purple and like light blue, I believe, kind of to it. And I was like, I like that. And I think that would look good with Maya. I'll do that. So I just kind of painted a gun to make it look cell shaded. It
Cool.
worked pretty well.
Nice. I think it really came out great. Like I love the cell shading on everything on the clothing, especially the clothing. That must have taken, like you said, sounds like that was the part that took the longest, is to cell
Yeah.
shade every like piece of
Yes.
clothing.
It was so much fun though. I want to make another Borderlands cosplay because cell shading everything was so much fun. Oh my god, I had so much fun doing that. It's just like outlining stuff and like shading everything, and it was a task, but I love painting, and all of that was just painting for the most part. So Maya, she's also like another badass chick that I like to be. So and then it's a weird one, but Freakazoid. I did a Freakazoid cosplay a few years ago, I think 2 years ago at Emerald City, and I had so much fun being the most annoying thing that anybody has ever seen. My favorite part about it was that so at the very beginning I had a group of people, which nobody ever saw because they were so annoyed with me that they left. It was fine. I had a much better time. And so they only got this annoyed with me because about 20 minutes into the convention, we found the Archie McPhee like little stand there. Yeah. And I found a rubber chicken. So it's 11 o'clock a.m., 11:20 a.m., something like that, and I found a rubber chicken already. So and I had chugged a energy drink because I was like, I really don't have anywhere to put this. Like, I'm in spandex. So I chugged that. It hit me as soon as I got this rubber chicken. And the lady at Archie McPhee was so excited that I got so much more excited. And then it made it worse in a good way. I was like, fire! Fire! just
And it's one
all
of those
day.
chickens. It's one of those chickens where like it doesn't go wah, wah, it goes
No,
wah.
it's the screaming one.
Yeah, it's the
I needed
screaming
it.
one. Yeah,
I
it
needed
worked
it.
out great. It was so good.
It was so funny. I had anybody that was like, "Oh, Freakazoid," I was like, "Arr!" right in front of their face, and I was like, and then I just ran past. Probably did that to you. I don't
Yeah.
know. At one point, I had an entire like room of people. When you go down the escalator over by the Sky Bridge,
Yes.
I had that entire room of people. I was like running through, going, and I was like, Freakazoid, Freakazoid, and then like people heard me going, Freakazoid, Freakazoid, and the entire room just starts going, Freakazoid, Pimpanzi, do, and I'm just like, I had so much fun as Freakazoid. So
That was awesome. It
it was
was
so
very
fun.
good. It's very memorable. You can't miss that
It
one.
was. Yeah. I'll bring it
so
back.
so the makeup was like, what kind of makeup did you use to color your face? Because you had the gloves and the shoes, but like your face, like was that a hard makeup to do or was it easy to wear all day?
I used Pro Air alcohol based paint, and that worked. It stayed all day. It does, like, once your face gets all oily like it does start to kind of come off, but like as long as you don't touch your face, you're fine. And so I used that for all the blue part, and then the black part, because I think this was one of the first times I ever used alcohol based paints. I just used like I think I just used black eyeshadow for it,
Oh,
because I wasn't sure if it was gonna mess with my eyes. Sometimes my eyes get angry. So I was like, eyeshadow, eyeshadow, and I think I outlined it with like a pen or something, not a real pen.
cool. Nice. So then it wasn't too like you said, it wasn't too hard to like not feel comfortable, like it wasn't uncomfortable, especially like wearing spandex. You're just
No.
head to toe in
Yeah.
spandex. So
Yeah, it was no, I was super comfortable all day. I had like I just got like a spandex suit off of Amazon, and then I made boot covers again, and I put the boot covers on with the suit on. So I put it over them, and then I like stitched them in, like, well, okay, I pinned them, and then I took the suit off, stitched them in, and then like cut it so that they like stayed, and I didn't have to worry about like stitching them up or anything all day. So like the whole cosplay was like ridiculously comfortable, and if I like went to the bathroom, I wouldn't have to like deal with the like leg pieces or tape or anything like that. I was like, this is really nice. I can literally just live today.
nice. So then
Mhm.
did you the Freakazoid symbol, was
The
that
F.
like sewn on or did you just attach it?
I painted it.
It
I
doesn't
free
look like it's painted.
I freehanded
Wow.
it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I was like, this is so stylized. And I did not do a stencil because I'm chaotic neutral. And so I was like, here we go. So I just kind of like did the F, and I don't know how I did it so well, but it looks great.
Nice.
I got real lucky.
Like, is it held up, or do you, if you were to wear it again, would you have to like do some like work on it again, you think? Or
No, I did I used like fabric paint. I think I used the puff paint actually because it was like really cheap or something. So I used the puff paint, and I know that stuff just doesn't come off of anything. So I used that, and I just like painted it on with like layers. So, and it worked.
awesome. That's really great. I did enjoy seeing it. So yeah, like
Love it.
comfy and easy to wear. That's always a favorite, right?
Yes. Yes. God, trying to go to the bathroom in Hannah is like not fun.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
No,
So what would
not
you
doing
say
that
then
again.
about cosplay has been your favorite part so far that you've done? Like you talked about how you try to learn something new. Like, is that your favorite part, or what do you think is your favorite part about it?
Um, Favorite part, let's see, about like the construction stuff, you mean?
Or just whatever. Like, what's your favorite part overall about cosplaying?
Overall, I really like the community from it. Like it's so much fun. I like the community. I love learning new stuff. So like crafting new things, especially like based off of uh you know games or comic books that I really like, and these characters that I really appreciate is um probably like probably one of my favorite things. I'm like, I just going off of like Freakazoid. I love like going around and just being this weird idiot all day sometimes, and it's like accepted. I'm like, yeah. So I like, yeah, I think I like all of that.
So when it comes to like when you're creating and you hit an obstacle, what helps you get over that obstacle, or what helps you keep being motivated to continue to do that when you get hit an obstacle?
My obstacle usually is that I'm the world's best procrastinator. So my biggest thing is that starting it is usually really hard. Um, so I found that like when I do that, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about the whole thing and it's just overwhelming. So I go, okay, well, what can I do today? Like, what is just like a small goal that I can do? So we do like the goal setting stuff and make a make like short-term goals. Like, oh, today, okay, for the Bisha 10 armor. Because that's something I'm tackling right now. That could be overwhelming if I just looked at it. But I was like, okay, I'm going to start with this hit piece because it looks like the most fun. And also, it is still a challenge for me. So I'm going to start there and kind of make my way around. So I was like, in today, I would really like to be done with this little section of it. And then the next time I work on it, I'm going to work on putting it together. And then the next time I will paint it. And it's been working. And I'm like actually very motivated to do that. So there's that. And then I always get the perfectionism one too, which is huge for everybody. Um, and this is actually something I talked to Flux Cosplay like last week, who I'm working on things with. We were like talking about our perfectionism, and she's like, yeah, I try to remember that like the costumes that other people make that I really like and admire also don't look exactly like the cosplays, like the costume in the game. I'm like, yeah, like I tell myself, I'm like, everybody has a different version than you do. So, and like I like my version. Even if I don't like it as much as somebody else's, I still like my version. So I'm like, okay, cool. And that kind of gets me out of the I need to make this look exactly like this. So like the crazy like weird body proportions that they have for some of these, like especially in anime, I'm not gonna look like that.
I think that's one of the things I've noticed, especially for feminine characters or
Mhm.
female identified characters in like any genre. There's just this, I don't know what the word is, but they
Yeah.
like small, like either waists that are way too small and
Yep.
chests that are
Cinch the waist,
ginormous, or
cinch the
like,
waist, big
yeah,
boobies.
or like really
Yep.
thin legs and they're all in
Oh my
high
God, yes.
heels. Like
I okay.
I don't,
I identify as a woman and I don't wear high heels. I can't. I don't
yeah,
like
I
them.
think the
I
people who
try.
sometimes create stuff, they don't think about the fact that high heels aren't like an everyday wardrobe
No.
shoe. They're like special because they hurt.
Yeah.
So those who wear them don't wear them like 24/7. Yeah, yeah. That's the interesting thing. So I think it's good that you're trying to like see the outfit in a way that's going to work with your body type too. You're not allowing it to like
Yeah.
be an obstacle to you being able to make a character work.
Yeah.
And not even looking at the character you're talking about for Monster Hunter, I'm sure within that
Mhm.
structure of their aesthetic of what they're building, hopefully you can find a way to make it, like you said, like it doesn't have to be exactly like it, but still like you can feel comfortable wearing it. I think that's
Mhm.
one of the most things a lot of cosplayers I know, and for me especially, is am I going to feel comfortable in this? You know?
Yes. That's a huge thing. Cause like I mean, sure it's nice like having cosplays for just like photo shoots and stuff, but like if I'm making this big cosplay, it's going to a convention and I'm going to wear it all day. I don't care if I am bruised and beaten and battered afterwards. It's staying on me all day because I'm really proud of it. Um, and I feel dope. So um, it's gonna be comfy.
That's true. That's great. So speaking of conventions, what has been your favorite convention you have been to?
Oh, okay. I love PAX. PAX is my favorite. PAX is definitely my favorite, like convention. So going there and doing the PAX things, that's like, it was my first con, and I love video games. Like, I really like comics and everything, and I love Emerald City, but I love video games. I went to school for game design like years ago when I got out of high school. So I went to PAX and just fell in love with it. And that one for the convention itself is definitely my favorite. I just love being around all those sweaty gamers, me included. I'm usually in cosplay and sweaty and gross, but we shower. Um, and then for the like cosplay and like all of the like fun stuff, Colossal Con. Colossal Con was so much fun.
Now, where's
Yeah.
Colossal Con at? Where's that at?
Sandusky, Ohio.
Oh.
It is just a big like pool party convention. So the entire like convention part where you go buy things is literally just like this. It's just a conference room that's like, I guess it's probably 2 conference rooms put together. That's the whole convention. But it's at the Kalahari, and the Kalahari is this big hotel / water park that has an
Oh.
indoor water park and an outdoor water park. And it has a wave pool. It's got like all this crazy cool stuff in it. Yeah, it's not like our like indoor wave park. What is it?
Oh,
The
Great Wolf Lodge.
Great Wolf Lodge. It's like, take the Great Wolf Lodge and times it by like 8 probably, and that's like
Oh.
how big it is. This place is dope. But yeah, everybody goes there. You make like you do like bikini kind of things, like swimsuits, whatever, cosplay, so you can get in the water. And you don't have to go on any of the rides or anything if you don't want, because there's like, I think 3 different hot tubs, and they have swim up bars in them. So you just go and hang out and have the Kalahari drinks and just chill with people all day. And then you go at night to the like after hours, which is 21 plus only. And everybody, there's like, they bring their DJ booths in, and they set them up at like the where was I think there was one at the wave pool or something, and then one at each hot tub, so you could just pick which music you wanted to go hang out with. It was so much fun. I loved it. And I got to meet like a bunch of people that I have followed on Instagram for a long time. Cape of Wonders and Castle Cosplay specifically was one that I was super stoked to meet. So, and then I've gotten to meet a couple other people that I now follow. So it was dope.
That's awesome. That sounds like you said, it's because it's such a like water, it's like a water park and stuff. So like your
Mhm.
cosplays are going to be a little more like comfortable and less like
Yes. Oh my God,
bulky and
yes.
like,
Yeah. Literally put me in a swimsuit, and I did a toad cosplay. I did a beach toad is what I made. So I did just a like white bikini, and I made this little sun hat that was white, and I painted little like red blotches on it to make it look like the little toad hat. And I for a shawl, I did a shawl instead of his like little vest thing, and it was just this blue cute lace fabric that I also like hand stitched a like gold trim that was also another kind of lace all around it. It was sunflowers. um yeah, and I just went as that, and I was like, here we are.
traveling with like cosplays. That's always something that I don't think some people think about, is like
Hmm.
traveling with stuff. So like it's one thing to like, oh, I live in this part of, like, I live in the Pacific Northwest. Oh, I'm gonna go to Emerald City. Oh, I'm gonna like get a hotel room. Like
Hmm.
it's gonna be in my car or someone's car
Yeah.
to get there. As opposed to, oh, like, see, I'm flying from SeaTac, Seattle to Ohio. Like that had to be
Yeah.
like
Yeah. God, it was yeah, it was. I did have to so I did a Lunala as well. I did a Lunala Gajenko, which is Gajenka is just like taking a like animal or something, like a Pokemon, and making it more humanoid. So you can create an actual like thing you can wear instead of turning yourself
big,
into an actual Eevee.
yeah.
Um so so I did Lunala, and Lunala has these big wings. She's like this bat, So I made this really cool, like, you know, those like dancing, I think they're called Isis wings, that you kind of have on like sticks, or you
Oh
can
yeah.
like put on your
Mhm.
wrists, and they're just these big, like wafty, like just a big piece of fabric that you dance with. And I made that so that I wouldn't have to make wings. But then I was like, oh, she has these weird gold like scythe looking things on her wings. So I was like, how am I gonna ship that? So I ended up just kind of like Mod Podging something together really quick, and I just like glued it all together in the room. I literally just like put like a bunch of craft foam into my bag, and I was like, we're good. Then I threw it away after. It's like, I don't need this.
Like the staff. It was for the moment,
Yep.
but
Yes, we're back to the staff.
yeah, same idea.
Literally. Yeah, I was like, ditch it. It was funny. I was
Awesome.
like, it looked pretty good for like what I did with it. So
Cool. Yeah. And I think that's the best way to do it, is just like bring the foam, and then when you get there, if you
mhm.
have the time to like make it, it's a simple thing
Yeah.
to make. It wasn't like you needed a Dremel and
Yes.
like
No.
spray and like a spray room, or
Yeah. I brought a hot glue gun, and what are they? They're things that you use to put like pictures on the wall.
oh, 3M sticky
The
things.
sticky things, yeah.
Yeah.
Just brought those. I was like, there we go. In case I don't want to actually glue it, I'm just gonna.
Very, very smart, very creative. That's the best you can do. Like
It
that
worked.
works. Cool. So then, if that's your favorite cons that you go to, what then is a con you would love to eventually attend that you've never attended?
Um, so I really want to go to Gamescom some year, Gamescom, because I need to. It's the biggest like gaming convention. Like I
Oh,
have to. It's over in Germany, I believe. But yeah, I want to go to Gamescom really bad. And then I do really want to go to Dragon Con someday too. So that one's on the bucket list as well.
fun one to want to definitely go to. Cool.
Mhm.
So when it comes to advice, what's one thing, if you were to tell someone who's new to cosplay, what kind of advice would you want them to know about, or give to them?
I always try to remember like how I was feeling when I didn't want to start cosplay, because like I was anxious, and that's pretty much the whole thing with everybody from what I've seen is like I'm kind of anxious about blank. So big thing is your cosplay is going to be good enough. Even if it like doesn't look amazing. It's like, who cares? I know we are our worst critics. Like you're gonna go to a convention and meet more people that are into the same things that you are, and possibly cosplaying the same thing. I actually am like in a group on Facebook where this person was talking about going to like a convention as Nesco, and she was like, oh well, I I know like this is going to be over cosplayed, so like should I even do it? And like all of us are just like, yeah, like that's what you want to cosplay, just go and do it. Like it doesn't matter. Like everybody else that's going to be Nezuko, you can play off of each other. I cosplayed Bakugo when Bakugo was like a huge cosplay to do for My Hero Academia, and I ran around screaming at all of the other Bakugos, and it was so much fun. Sure, I compared myself, but I was like, hey, whatever, I'm new to this. Like I was like, yeah, like it's just gonna be fun. Like it'll still be fun, you know. You're probably gonna meet more Nezcos, and like maybe one Nezco will go up to you and be like, and then you'll be like, back. It just weird stuff happens at cons, and I love it. And then the other thing is, I know a lot of people kind of don't want to be judged for doing cosplay. This is a big thing apparently on TikTok right now, which is weird. But people are like judging people for cosplaying, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's cringy," and we're like, "Okay, well you're like 10. um, you're not weird for cosplaying at all. Like cosplay is so much fun, and honestly, anybody that thinks you're weird for doing something that you want to do isn't really worth your time anyway. You're gonna find a lot like more friends doing cosplay than that.
Cool. That's great. So then, overall, when you're doing cosplay, like,
Mhm.
is it for you is it getting and making the cosplay that you love the most, or is it like once you've created it and wear it, do you feel like the most excited, or is it both?
I feel the most excited after it's done, after it's completely done. When the whole cosplay is like done and I get to put it on, like, and I'm done like cinching in everything and it actually like all fits and stuff. I put it on, and after being like so frustrated at some certain parts of it or whatever, I put it on and I'm like, oh my god, it looks good. Oh my god, I look so cool. Oh my god. And anybody that's in the house gets to see what I look like and hear everything that I want to say about
Cool.
it.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, that's cool. So, last question.
Mhm.
What is one charity organization that is doing good in the world right now that you would like people to know about?
So my favorite one in the area, I do like the birthday Facebook thing every year for it, is D.A.W.N, Domestic Abuse Women's Network in Kent, Washington. They help house women and children, like while they're getting out of their abusive situations. They help them find homes. They like actually all of the donations and stuff go to one, their shelter, and then which provides like services, like the like psychology services and stuff like that, also room, board, food, all of that. And they also help them put down like down payments on a like new like apartment and everything. Like they actually like literally get them out of everything, and I absolutely love that. So I try to donate to them when I can.
Cool. That's awesome. I think that's a great organization that like doesn't just do one aspect of it. It doesn't just like shelter them
Hmm.
getting out of the situation. It also helps them find opportunities to like stay out of that situation and keep
Yes.
themselves from finding themselves
Yes.
back in that situation. So there'll be a
Yep.
link in the description below about that. So I appreciate you sharing that. That's wonderful. It sounds like
Hmm.
an awesome organization.
It's great.
Cool. Now, where can they find you online? What's the best place for them to find you on social media?
You can find me on on Instagram. I'm Wiggles the Great. Um, and you can also find me on Facebook, also Wiggles the Great. I've got Twitter. Wiggles the Great was taken, which made me angry. So it's Wiggles the Great, but instead of a T at the end, it's a one. But yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it. And if you're out there watching and you are interested in cosplay or you cosplay, tell us in the comments below what's your favorite thing about cosplaying or about what Wiggles shared with us today, what she made that you think was really cool. And if you have a question for her or me about cosplay, put in the link below, like comment below so we can maybe answer that for you. And thanks again for coming, Wiggles. I appreciate you sharing all the wonderful things about cosplay that you love.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It was really
cool.
fun.
Awesome. So everyone else that's out there watching, thanks again for coming. And at the end here, there'll be a video of all the other cosplay videos interviews that I've done you can look at. And of course, hit that subscribe button and like the video. And that's it for now. And always remember, cosplay is for everyone.
Everyone.